What? You're saying words, but none of it's making any sense.
Y'all forgot that one, didn't you? I'm a Simpsons vet. Welcome. I'm Savage.
And I'm Sassy.
And this is Sassy and Savage. And on today's show, we're going to be going to talk about that corona. How did you survive? Did you get any corona dick? Did you get any corona pussy? Did you actually do... What the hell have you been doing in the corona?
And did you wear a mask while you were doing it?
I don't know about you, but I was slanging dick without a mask, so I guess I may have caught corona.
You got a home.
Before it was just you getting
safety first, goddammit.
You got a home.
Yeah.
White.
Tune in, motherfuckers, to see what we talking about. Sassy and Savage. Done. No, all the drops are ready.
You guys are so not practicing social distancing.
It's so true.
It's like right next to each other.
There. We can do the.
Gonna have to Photoshop you guys apart.
Actually, you can say. Well, how much are we? How much are we in the frame?
Yeah, can you see both?
No, I'm saying, are we in the frame? Because
yeah, you guys are in center. You're dead center. So
okay.
You guys are good.
There we go.
I'm just put.
Turn this off because there we go. Before my damn camera battery dies, and I'll plug this in now.
Oh, Lord.
What?
I'm just figuring out how this is going. Eddie gonna be watching like, did you get any corona dick?
I mean, you could be like, according to sources.
My nigga. According to sources, corona dick has become...
Statistics.
Statistics.
As of today, there's been 300 cases of corona, 400 cases of mad dick.
And in today's news, 331 women have been caught fainting out because the last time they received dick was 9.5 weeks ago. So when asked why they happened to pass out, they just remembered that feeling.
There's 1,846 women who have missed their period in the last 2 months.
Damn!
And in today's news, after the last 2 months, hospitals have reported over 920,000 children being conceived. Corona.
Also, 1 million divorces.
Facts.
All facts. I'm actually thinking that number's like 2 million for the divorces.
All those men be like, yo, work was the barrier between us. It's just like, yo, I see your face all day. Business, ask me questions. Like, what are we doing today? Like, I have no idea, man. We locked up.
I took a shit.
We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't doing shit. That's what we doing, bitch. We sitting here. Alright, let me set the vibe for the intro. Oh shit, that was too funny. I'm not even gonna lie.
2 months of like,
we've been backed up with
Much.
Oh, we backed up. All right, I'm gonna give you some John Legend today because we need something a little more calmer. All right, whenever you're ready to start, Mr. Rohan, hit the button.
I always notice that Andrew always has to be like lower.
Yeah, because I'm a loud motherfucker. I know.
He's not even in front of the mic. Like, it's crazy.
My voice projects. I know.
Frequency.
I have the frequency. Singing on again. It sounds so poetic, but it feels like I never let it away. I wanna show my love is strong. No, we're setting the vibe. As soon as you hit it, we stop. Like for 5 seconds or so, I'll let it play.
I hit record already, so
Oh, you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I would like to welcome you to the Sassy and Savage Corona Hour Showcase! We back, motherfuckers! We so back! After fucking dealing with all the corona and all of the shit, we had to get back. We were tired of sitting at home. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but some of us wasn't getting no love, and some of us wasn't getting no pussy, and some of us wasn't getting no dick. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Who was getting the love in Corona? Who was being isolated? How was Corona treating you? Were you an essential worker? How did you face and how did you feel? Did you feel like the government was doing a good job, or did you feel like they were acting like shit? Was this the year for you? And hold up a second. Was 2020 supposed to be your year? Was 2020 supposed to be the year you accomplished a whole bunch of shit and then Corona turned around and fucked your whole life up? That's what I want to talk about today. How was your 2020? The Corona edition. But for real though, yeah, everybody introduce themselves. It's been a while. I am the AKA Mr. LIP, AKA Andrew Coley, AKA Digging Your Favorite DJ.
Wow.
Wow. I like that. Well, I'm just Tia Henny, aka Sassy.
And it's your boy behind the mic, but you can't see me. I am invisible. Mr. Remarkable, Mr. Rohan.
AKA John Cena.
What?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, wow. We should get that sound on there.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna add that to the list. But for real though, like, all right, first thing on the table, shout out to all our essential workers. Let's get that out the way right now. Shout out to all our
Finger snap.
shout out to all our hospital people. Shout out to our bus drivers. Shout out to all those people, and also shout out to the teachers who've had to deal with a bunch of cranky ass kids sitting on live right now. They don't even know how to use the technology, and they got to deal with these kids pulling like mannequin challenges and all bunch of shit in the background. Like them kids is cold as shit. Like they be fucking around with the teachers and shit. Like,
but it's not even the teachers. Like, you know, they're the parents like having to adjust and get their kids online because they want them to do the work.
No, let's be honest with you. I've got no sympathy for any of the parents. Why? Because they got a chance to get rid of their kids for 8 hours a day. And now they got to see what what the teachers had to deal with their kids now out.
But is that fair? Is that fair? Like, the celebrities are going extra. Like, you know, sort of like Justin Timberlake. Yeah. Remember Justin Timberlake? He'd spend one day with his kids and like, oh my God, I don't know.
It's extra.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Facts.
All of them. Like Ellen, like my favorite one was listening to Ellen DeGeneres bitch about having to stay in her $4.7 million house. It's over 20 acres of property, and she says she's bored.
Cut your grass.
Bitch, I can find 100 things for you to do in that crib. I guarantee you, right? You know what I did last week?
Bro, I played hide and seek in that crib.
Like, bro, fuck hide and seek. You know what I did to entertain my son, bro? I bought fake bowling balls and fake bowling pins and put that up in the living room, and me and that nigga for an hour and a half had the ball of our lives. In her house, I'd buy a real bowling pin and throw some shit around. Like, bitch, you rich enough to play goddamn bowling with China. Like, fuck, do it. Yo, I'd be risking it. I'd be like, yo, that's a $100 plate right there. If I hit that bitch, I gotta buy another one. Like, that's the task right there.
How long can you bowl for, though?
Nigga, I can bowl forever if there's money on the money.
Right, but that's her house. She's used to that. Like,
what? She and you don't think she and Portia can be betting on some shit? They rich as fuck. Like, I'm telling you right now. Yo, Portia, roll up to the maid right now and see if you can stick a penny on her head without her moving. I bet you $1,000. You know, some shit. There's ways to keep yourself interested. And I'm sorry. Ellen got a hot wife. What the fuck is she talking about? How she bored? Excuse me. 5, 6, 8, 9 times a day, Ellen. That's how you keep yourself busy, woman.
People get too comfortable.
Right.
Yep. Way too comfortable.
Should be 9, 8. You ain't got no kids.
So, I don't got no kids either.
Yeah, but, you know.
And I think I could be in a big house and be bored, too.
I think they just struggle. You know that saying, quantity over quality?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like, yo, you busy all day, so when you sit down with your partner, like your family, like, yo, I can have 2-3 hours of like, because you'll get the best out of them.
Oh, so basically you're saying you get to more, you absence makes the heart grow fonder in a way.
Well, yeah.
You get a chance to leave for 9 to 10 hours out of the day, come home and enjoy the 8 to 10 hours you're at home.
Yeah, like, come on. You go and ask your spouse, what'd you do today? It's just like, bitch, you saw what I did. Like, I was
Facts!
over there. It's not like
I was over there and I didn't move.
I was at the office and, like, we this joke, or, like, I was driving and this person cut me off. Like, you ain't got those stories. So a lot of people, like, you realize how small your world is because of Corona.
Facts.
Like,
Yeah.
like I wake up, I do this. It's like almost like robotic, and then it's the next day. Now it's just like, it's like when you were a kid where you had the whole day in front of you and you had to amuse yourself, as opposed to the world dealing with you. So I think,
yeah, but I also think that Corona put a lot of financial struggle into a lot of people's laps to the point now where they're more stressed about. Like, here's the thing: if you're rich and having to be in the house, there's less struggle. There's less shit to bitch about because then you're just bored at that point. But when you got bills and you got like a whole bunch of shit that you can't pay for, then Corona becomes 10 times more stressful. So I think a lot of this is because a lot of people weren't prepared. I was half prepared. But at the same time, I had 2 freezers full of food. I got a whole bunch of shit. So I had toilet paper in my house, so I didn't have to worry about the whole craziness that was going on outside. But I feel a lot of people weren't prepared for it. So the stress of just going outside of your house right now is stressful.
It is.
So I have a lot of people who are freaking the hell out over just the stressfulness of like literally, like me and you today. What happened? We seen a lady today do her double parking right in front of the goddamn store like a dumbass.
You have to hear this story because...
Like, all right, I'll break it down to you.
Let me start it first. This is what happened, okay? So, Andrew came to pick me up, and he went to go look for food.
Don't forget the Lambo.
Damn right.
He went to go look for food, and I was like, let me stop at Walmart because, you know, here in Canada, for our American viewers, LCBO is our liquor store. We can't just go to a corner store and go pick up liquor. Soon enough, but it's happening in Walmart.
Except for Quebec. Shout out to Quebec.
Oh, shout out to Quebec. So we go to Walmart now, and I'm like, okay, let me go look for this. You know, we need a little
libation, little liquid courage.
Right? So I get out of the car now, and Andrew's like, why? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, why did she have to park in 2 parking spots? Like,
hold up. First off, I'll tell you why this bothered me. When I pull my car in, one thing I like to do is usually try and find a pull through. I like to go through the lane, pull right out, so this way I don't have to back my car in.
I mean, that's a man thing.
We all look for that. But really? The one thing that irritates the absolute hell out of me is somebody taking up 2.5 spaces. She wasn't even just taking up 2 spaces, fam. She parked her car in a way that she was almost taking up a 3rd space. So you have to almost swing she took it on an angle. So it's like you almost have to swing your car in to go around her inconvenience ass to leave it. And I asked her, calmly and politely, I said, ma'am, are you really going to park your car like that? What's the problem?
Mind you, I'm by the garden center where they said this is the only thing that's open. Walmart is closed because it's Victoria Day here.
Yeah.
And then I see this lady's like,
hands in the air acting like a dumbass.
And Andrew's just like, really? You're really going to do that? And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, but you know me. When you give me the chance to embarrass you, I will. So I literally got out the side of my car, leaned myself out the window, and went, Muffin, do you feel bad that you got embarrassed? Aw, white privilege got your tongue today? She decided she didn't like that very well, and she got a little bit irate, so I then got up out of my car and started clapping at her to make sure everybody else saw what kind of dumbass she was. And she really didn't like that. No. She didn't like the attention that she had gotten because finally, it wasn't just me who had noticed that the dumbass shit that she had done, it was everybody else. And the fact that she was trying to defend herself made her feel even more embarrassing because nobody was coming to her aid.
I come back to the car and she's just like, why is he doing this?
Why is he doing this to me?
I'm pissed off at the fact that Walmart's not open and I can't get any type of drink. And then she's just like, why is he doing this? I'm like, I don't know. You know what? We're leaving. She's like, yeah, but why would I? We're leaving. Then he gets out of the car again. Blah, 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 blah. At this point, I wasn't listening because I was like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
She stopped giving a flying fuck.
And I think she realized when dude at the front told her.
Oh, by the way, that the Walmart was closed. Yeah, so it's even worse that she couldn't get back. And my favorite part is she had to go into the Walmart.
Yeah, she looked back
because she was like, so embarrassed that she couldn't go back to her car because other people were there laughing at her. So I got a chance to just basically, and I wait. Oh, my final favorite part. I waved her and said, "Have a blessed and good day. And I hope white privilege keeps you."
That's it's funny. It's just like, first of all, people, just like, you know, the only time you get an opportunity to take more than one parking space in a parking lot is if your car is big.
Or you're in the back of the motherfucking parking lot where there's nobody there.
Or you have a nice, brand new car. I'll allow it. If you just picked up your car and you're just like, yo, I'm getting used to it.
No. But then park all the way out there.
Nigga. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if you've got an LFA, like a fucking Lambo. I don't give a shit.
You have to give people a little
No, bro. I don't give a flying shit about
that
none
she
of it.
parked beside the handicap parking.
That's what the part that bothered me. Is that there's 2 spots there for handicap, and she put her car in the handicap zone and 2 other parking spaces. That to me is the most that's the most handicap thing she could have done.
Handicap. Love it.
That's the new thing now. It's like, yo, you've been acting like a little candy apple. Yo, you take your candy out.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. No.
No.
Shout out to. In fact, yo, forget all of that no disrespect shit. Yo, all my handicap people, they know exactly what it means. Y'all the most normal people on the planet because you fight a struggle that is an everyday thing and you make it look normal. So we don't need to be quelling. Like a good friend of mine who has like cerebral told me one time. He's just like, you know what the best thing you've ever done for me, Andrew, was?
Not treat me like I'm different.
The man said to me flat out, you make fun of me just like everybody else. Yeah. You talk to me just like anybody else. We're friends because you treat me like everybody else. Right. So let's not be all super sensitive to every single situation. Yo, in fact, to my handy fans, what up?
Handy fan. You got a lot of nicknames. What was the other one? Candy Hat.
Candy Hat.
Candy Hat, yo.
That's like you backwards the thing. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. I made sure that you can't get mad at me. You can't get mad at me now.
But it sounds like everybody is kind of. I don't want to use the word struggle because it's not really a struggle.
No, it's not a struggle.
In all honesty, like.
Well, here's the thing. No. Let's be real. We live in Canada, where we live under, according to the Americas, a socialist system. Dun dun dun. You know, that little system that they're all terrified at everything else. But we have free healthcare, and our government gave us money to stay at home, and everybody's taken care of out here. Yeah. How does Donald Trump look now?
We all know they're hell.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, I mean, orange was the new black, but I guess it is.
Also, we did say something about Ellen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being at home and whatnot. So I was going to bring this up. I seen a meme with a whole lineup saying how people are going to get a divorce because they really cannot stand being at home with their spouse and their child.
Yes.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody's like that. But when you go to work, I mean, it sucks, but it gives you that peace of mind. Like, okay, I got that space. Then when I come home, I can eat. I can go to bed, blah, blah, blah. Spend time with your children, whatever. But when you're in that house with them 24/7.
Bro, there's a joke, and I'm going to tell you it. This is my favorite joke of all time. It's a man standing there, and it's basically they're making fun of Corona like it's a war-torn situation, and the one war officer is asking the normal civilian a question, and the guy goes, "Okay, so we're gonna give you a choice. You can sit at home with your wife, your family, or."
You can go to jail.
No. He didn't even get a chance to tell him what the other thing was.
He said
the
jail.
man says or. He didn't even let him finish the sentence. The man says, you can stay at home with your wife or children, or, and he goes, or. Homeboy didn't even finish the goddamn sentence. Homeboy just picked the or.
Oh, man.
I mean, what do you think that way, Tia? Like, why people are, like, switching up and being like, yo, I can't deal with these people.
What do you mean, like being at home?
Yeah,
and
like, why do you think there's like the rise and people being like, yo, I'm gonna push the divorce button to death do us part? No, death till right now.
No, death till Corona.
Look, I feel like us as women, like, especially with children, it can get annoying, especially with toddlers. Oh my God, toddlers, like terrible twos. That is just in itself different. And
shout out to my little demon.
Oh, yeah.
Because my girl be going through it sometimes with him, and she's been
and
trapped for like the last 2 months with him, and I totally understand. But I mean, it comes down to preparation.
Yeah, but it's also difficult for a mother to be like, okay, I'm gonna handle my child and whatever. But you're there. But it's like, then you're getting annoyed. And then we're getting annoyed because you're getting annoyed. And then we can't help you. And then you're just being a dick about it. And then we just got to do the same thing at home. We just got to do this. And even plus more when you leave your dirty drawers down on the floor and do all this type of shit. And we got to...
I'm a Jamaican. I don't want to hear none of that.
Trust me, you know I find no dirty drawers all over my house.
I mean, the one thing. Here's the thing.
My
I
office
realize.
might be a mess, but
What?
Never.
What? My car.
Never.
Here's the thing. The back of my car is a mess.
Right.
But anything else where I'm trying to stay beside me,
Where I sleep
can't do that.
is clean.
Can't do that. I can't do
I
it.
know I'm clocking in at least 7 hours in that. Plus, I do my best work in that room, so it's gonna be.
What that nigga
Wait,
said?
so
Did
you're
you hear?
married?
Did you hear what he just said?
What?
He said he be putting his best work in that room. God damn. Oh, what you think about you?
So you gotta keep your room clean.
What?
You gotta keep it
Spotless.
clean.
Spotless. How he go? All I'm saying is how he gonna be playing R. Kelly and a bitch gonna be like, one, she looking around, she see a sock. She go to my room. Two, she look down, she see a pair of dirty drawers. Then three, she look up and she seen a pair of towels. Like, no, that can't happen.
For a single man like me, the amount of work you have to do to bring a gal into your house.
Facts.
And the last thing you want is your room to be the thing that is
You
a
damn
deal breaker.
right.
My nigga say it
Yo,
and preach.
like, I can drive the car, you can tolerate the car. That means it's worked and it's lit,
Facts.
and I dash my thing in. And you know what? My living room can be a little tight.
No.
My bedroom,
Bruh.
that tells you.
Yes, it does.
I start and
Yes,
finish
it does.
clean.
Maybe-
Doesn't matter how dirty I get during the day, I start and finish clean.
Facts. I mean, maybe I'm the only person that realizes because, like, I was raised by 6 women, and the females that I have most of my life are a lot of them. But
So you have a lot of maids?
yeah, not a lot of maids. Fuck that shit.
kidding, baby.
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah, right.
respect you.
Yeah, I was getting boxed. I don't know. To all the to my mama and all of the ones, I don't miss that. So you're not come box me. You know where he is.
Everyone knows I love her.
Yeah, but my mom also knows where you live, so she can box you herself.
That's okay. I love her.
All right, but as I was saying, one thing I noticed is, okay, I was raised by a woman, so maybe my thinking and my like overall mind process to certain situations is completely different. But I've never been the type all right, women get to say that they're annoyed at the situation, or any parent. I wouldn't even say women or men, because it could be any parent that's dealing with a child all the time can get overly frustrated because you're having to deal with that specific person all day long and it never
Yes.
changes. So I can completely understand that. But the one thing they also have to understand when you're in a relationship with another person is that other person doesn't get to take a break either. Like, I
No,
can't
that's
call
right.
in and
That's
say to my
right.
work, I don't feel like coming in today
No,
because I'm
that's
tired.
right.
I have, like, if I don't go to work, you don't eat. If I don't go to work and I don't put in the things to do, you don't have my son doesn't have shoes. He doesn't have the right things that he needs specifically. So I can't turn around in any time of my entire life for the next 18 or 20 years and say I'm tired.
Right.
I don't have that at all.
And that's the man thing to do. You know what I mean? And you also can't be home during this COVID thing and be like, why isn't this thing cleaned up? Or why isn't this whatever? Bitch, you're home too.
Well,
I'm dealing with a kid.
But that's
like,
the thing, though. I'm a little different. I lead by example. I guess this is the thing that annoys my wife the most about me is that I'm the type of person that if I ask you to do it twice, I'll just go do it.
Shit.
No, but that annoys the shit out of her though.
Sorry,
because
what?
then instead of me, because I'm a vengeful type of person, because I'm gonna let you know I'm doing it now. We're Sagittarius. This is why me and you get along.
Oh,
So
I
you
know.
know exactly what I am talking about.
I know.
Now that I asked you twice, and on the third time I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah.
My problem is I've done asking you. I've already asked twice. So now I'm going to go do it about it later. And then she's going to tell me, oh, I was going to do it. And those are the world's worst words to me on the planet. Because guess what? If you were going to do it, you would have done it before I had to ask the third time.
All right. And you know what? So I'm vengeful. Because sometimes I'll be like, okay.
No, really?
You are. Oh, come on. Yes, we know
Really?
this.
No,
We know
no,
this.
no. You, not vengeful. Sure.
We know this because sometimes I would be like, okay, you know what? You left this here. I'm going to see how long
It takes before you move it.
before you fucking move that shit. Okay? And then if you ever complain to me and say,
About it? Yep.
I know I did this, but why is it still here? What? Okay, the wrath. The wrath.
You know what you'll look like? Yeah, if any of you ever watched it, I'm going to show my age here, but it's the best joke ever. If you ever watched the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, you remember that scene when homeboy steps on the on a homegirl's boyfriend's big toe, and then she shoots him, and then she has to transform to protect him. Nigga, what you say?
I don't remember that, but I remember the name of that movie.
Yeah, basically like the Damian Wayans is in the scene. Damian Wayans was basically trying to act like a tough boy. He has like a whole basically like vest full of guns, a vest full of everything,
Oh,
and then
I
somebody
know what you
beats
mean.
and then basically the
Okay.
boys in the neighborhood beat the shit out of him, and then his girlfriend, who at the time has to transform into like this "What you say, nigga?" and like went and beat the fuck out of all of them.
Why everybody beating the fuck out of him? That's like, don't be a menace to society.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That girl.
I'm gonna get you sucker. Yeah, I'm gonna get you
It's that
sucker.
genre of movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's one of
Lord.
it's one of the favorite comic movies, but yeah. But I mean, all right, we're looking at the relationships, and that's one thing aside, and we're looking at divorces and one thing aside. What have the single people been doing? Because I've been realizing, like, a lot of my single friends.
Swipe right.
I'm telling you, yo, but the thing is, Tinder as a whole, y'all can't connect now. Yo, I watched the dopest story online though. I have to give this up. It's a guy who's in his apartment building, and there's a girl next door to him, and he managed to get love in the middle of Corona by sending his drone out with his number, because she was on the roof doing a TikTok dance, and his balcony out overlooks that roof. So they actually started a relationship in Corona.
Oh shit.
It's dope because like he went to go see, like they had a date, and the guy he had the smartest idea ever. The guy went and rented a plastic bubble.
That's smart.
He literally jumped in a plastic
Yeah.
bubble. He jumped in a plastic bubble. They went for a 2-hour walk. Then, while they were in a walk, he convinced her roommate through email, had a DoorDash or DoorDine deliver all the food items to her house. And then by the time he got back, they had a dinner date in their own apartments over Skype. The man is a genius.
Love it.
The man is a genius. Like, I had to, bro, mad kudos to you, bro. That's how you can, this is how you know, men out there, you gotta realize that if you want something, there is nothing on earth to stop you. That is a man who wanted that girl.
The game's gonna change post-corona when it comes to
Oh,
women. Like, the expectations are gonna be a little bit different.
Oh shit, their expectations out the window right
The
now.
fact that you can get it from all sides, not just like, yo, it's Friday, Thursday, Saturday night.
Yo, I had
We're
one
not
lady
gonna
flat
find
out
it,
tell me,
bro.
I had one lady flat out tell me that because of COVID, she's now regretting the fact that she had like 10 dudes before that she had options, and now she ain't got no motherfucking options because all them dudes shacked up before COVID.
Alright, you know what? For single people, I can imagine it would be lonely.
Yeah.
Then a
It would be
motherfucker.
lonely because you can't just be like, call anybody up or, yeah, you swiping.
But bro, you can't even order a hooker. This is the season where you completely fucked.
I'm single and I don't order hookers. I'm good.
No, but I'm
I
saying,
hear- I hear
but you're
what
also
this
broke
is.
enough not to.
Bro.
Oh, just cut it out.
Bro.
They ain't that
I'm saving
expensive,
mad
okay?
paper thanks to
That's
COVID.
what I'm saying.
Thank you to COVID.
Get them
Bro, I'm
Japanese
good.
ones.
So what? No.
Get
So
them
what?
Japanese
So what are you
ones.
saying? You could have ordered one of them Russian brides.
$60 an hour. Them
It's-
Japanese
It's
ones.
not the fact that I couldn't order them. It's the logistics.
Did this
She
nigga
was
just go
dying
into his
before he got
Yo,
here.
did he just go into his romantic voice just now? It's
He
not
did.
the fact that I can't
He
order.
did, he did.
Like he just went into his romantic bag in that voice just now.
He did. Oh my.
That's all I'm saying. I had to point that out.
I got him.
But I mean, it just comes down to it. Like I look at the dynamics of a relationship, and in a sense that before this, men had to do a lot of work. And what I mean by this is a lot
You
of
say that in past tense. We still gotta do
No. I mean in the sense that before that, like before COVID and before all of this, it was stature. It was like what you could bring, like not what you brought to the table in a relationship, but what you were seen bringing to the table. Like if you drive a nice car, you drive this, or you have this. Now after this, I think people are gonna have more realistic observations about what they want in somebody. I think that I don't think they're gonna be as because. Think about it. Half of them weren't working now. So now they're all going to have to get back to work. There's a whole group of people now that are actually going to all have to live broke to get back to that whole big thing of success or showing
I'm sorry,
off.
bro, but I disagree.
Yes, I agree with Sassy.
I think that now more women,
You think they're
not
going to be
all of
pickier as
us,
hell?
we're gonna be pickier. We're gonna be, and I don't mean we as in me, but we as women are gonna be like, some of them are gonna be like, you know what? If shit happens like this again, I don't need no broke dude.
Okay, no, I can see what you're talking about. What you're talking
Yeah.
about, no, I see your point. When you're talking about the people who are in relationships that are getting out of it and then they realize they were in a bad relationship and they ain't gonna make that choice again, totally understandable. What I'm talking about is those people who ain't got shit, and because the whole time they were playing general picky, and now they realize that when COVID kicked, they didn't have shit.
I don't know. I'm talking about both of them.
I'm raising my hand in the classroom.
Yes.
So, yeah, I hear that,
Feelings.
but I think, in addition, it's also you have to have more to put on deck because
Facts.
For a woman, you're being courted from both sides. You have a man who's sitting there, so like, yo, I might have paper, I might have this, I might have that. But now, because everybody's at the same thing, you're hearing from your girls in your squad. Be like, remember that guy who had a nice car? Yeah, he disappeared on me. Or remember this? Da, 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 da. Like, you get to understand the real, because all of that's irrelevant.
No,
like,
yeah,
your car
it's all gone.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have a nice car. My car sits in my driveway for most of the days of the week because I don't have.
Yeah, you can't go out and
I'm
use
working
it.
from home.
Yeah.
So that whole game is out the window.
You gotta actually have game now.
Like, I'm part of like the fucking German crew when it comes to like flossing on women, and we're all saying the same thing. We're like, yo, the things we usually leverage, like our whip,
no longer usable.
So it's adapting to the new reality and being like, yo, like we might have to get our word game a little bit better because like you're swiping on a girl, and when they say yes to you, it's like you have to.
You better have all the answers, yeah.
But all the men are spitting the same shit.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. I guess it's because I haven't been single so long. But I guess before I wasn't single, I didn't have this problem because, for me, I understood that conversation was everything. You can't use I'm a guy that likes to get fly. Everybody knows this. Most of my friends know me when it comes to that. Like, I'm flashy shit. I love getting fly. But the one thing I've always noticed about getting fly was it wasn't like I can bag that same girl in a pair of $9 Walmarts than I can in like my $200 and $400 shoes.
Shit, but it matters who she is.
But that's the thing, right? So
I can bag that same chick in a pair of Walmarts because the fact that how I'm talking to her.
What I'm getting at is that at least you had subsex. So a girl can look at a man and be like, what am I in the mood for today?
Facts.
Kind of like cuisine.
Facts. No,
Do
I feel
Chinese?
you. I feel you.
Do I feel like Caribbean?
Do I want that Mongolian?
They can say, today, yo, I'm feeling myself.
Do I feel like
after
Asian?
money? So you got the car, you got the suit, you got this. I'm after you.
You know what? That's actually goes back to what we were saying before. Right. That the fact that men are only presenting the trap, women are the ones that have to fall for the trap.
Right. So now the trap's different. So all the men are on the same playing field because like a man can sit here on Tinder and be like, yo, you say yes to me, now I'm just like, yo, I got this. Like
unless we got abs and we look like
right, because I can just take a little walk. Like I ain't that far from the Mercedes-Benz dealership. I can just lean up on a car and then
take a pic.
COVID's done, and you come see what I'm dealing with. I can get you on that.
But this is where I think this is gonna change too.
Right.
Because I mean, yeah, females were always looking for that. But I think that we, as females, and mind you, I'm the only female in the room, so I'm just gonna,
Do you think?
And a lot of females are really independent these days, and it's like, we're kind of like how you guys used to be, or still are. Like, if we just want to fuck, we'll just get that fuck.
But I think that's half the problem, though, of when like it works now. Like here's the thing. I totally agree with you. But what I'm saying is, I think it only works that style of being only works now. Because here's the thing. When you're 25, 30, getting close to your 40s, that works. Because you can leverage any situation you want. You look good. You're getting the bag. You know what you want. And you don't
look good when I'm 70. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she is.
She ain't playing. Okay. She ain't playing with you. Okay. Yeah, she ain't playing with you. But what I'm saying is the leverage that comes with it. Like, okay, as men were younger, we couldn't use the looks that we have because we were awkward. Like, most men didn't develop into their body until they're like 16, 17 years old. Right. They didn't have a personality. They didn't, like, I'm just saying, I'm talking about myself, basically.
Right, yeah.
What you gonna say? I was developed.
Yeah, no. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you were a little awkward by the time you're like 18, 17, 19, right? That's when you hit your stride, and that's when you start. Like, for me, I'd never had the confidence when I was younger to talk to women. As much as you see the bravado now, and as much as I have the self-confidence now, it took me a long time to realize that people ain't shit.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like, now that you're on a landscape where you can change your persona
instantly, bro.
So you can be like, yo, today I'm this. Like, I'm Dwight Rock Johnson. I'm gonna be on that.
If you smell.
Okay. Anyway, so from a woman's standpoint, now you guys are being hyper inundated. Because it's just like, you have to be the detectives and be like, yo, is this guy real or fake? And then on top of that, it's just like, yo, what am I dealing with? And then what am I going after? Like, you don't have that ability to be like, I see you for what you are or whatever. And then now it's like, you have to
Well, they have to do
Circle
work
that
now.
bullshit.
No. What I'm saying is they have to do work now because here's the thing: men before had to do all that investigation.
Right.
What I mean by in the sense that girls lied about the virginity. Like I can tell you right now, from time you became to a certain age, you had to double check on anything a woman said to you. Like as a man, you had to double check on anything. How many partners she had, double it.
I mean, no.
Or cut it in half, like because until you finally, because bro, you know how many times you've talked to a girl and she's like, oh, I've never talked to him or whatever else. 6 months down the lady, you and the guy are friends and she's ran through half of his friends. Like you know what I mean? Like it's an investigation thing. Like a lot of guys end up with that same problem. But what I'm saying to you is.
Other way around too. You might
No.
fuck
I'm
my
not.
friends.
I'm not saying it's not. But what I'm saying to you is that inundated before, girls knew what that whole entire investigation was because the fact that girls talk. Girls will look each other in the eye and be like, "That nigga ain't shit."
Yeah.
Right.
We can look each other like you know what I mean. They can look each other. I've seen you women do that, but men. We ain't gonna do shit other than lie and talk shit to each other to boost each other's bravados and ego.
Most men don't really care. Like,
Exactly.
honestly,
So that's the thing.
If my woman came and told me, it's just like, I've been with like 20 partners, I'd be like, okay, but are you dealing with anybody else right now? That's it. Like, where are all these 20 partners?
Not a lot of men are like you.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Is there's a certain
Not
level of
a lot of men
maturity.
are like
Then men need to fix their shit.
But that's why I'm.
tired of
But,
hearing this
They bit-
no, but nigga, the only
I-
reason, nigga, the only reason why you can be that mature is because, like I said, you understand, and not to mention, you've been there yourself.
Well,
You've
yeah,
been in relationships.
I can't sit
A
there
lot
and
of
be
these niggas have probably only had 4 relationships in their life, dog.
Bro,
And then when they fall for somebody, they get extra tight that somebody else has been digging out their girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't look at someone that's fine as like our co-host and be like, yo, you've only been with one man.
No,
Like, that's just stupid. Like, if she has, bless, but the reality, not to call any woman a slew, it's just like,
Slow down.
if a girl, no one wakes up in the morning, honestly, and says, yo, I'm going after the ugliest person in their room.
Yes, they do when he has money. Have you ever met any of those women bagging
First of all,
old
hold on.
dudes?
Let me say 2 things. The first thing, when you said about there can't be a pretty girl that whatever, right?
Right.
They said barely. He never said he isn't possible. He just said it.
No. Yeah, barely.
Mm-hmm.
You are right.
Right.
You are right because, like, you know what I mean? Especially in
If
small,
you find, she gonna take advantage
small
of that
communities
fineness.
like the GTA, right? Everybody knows everybody kind of thing, right?
Bro,
And that's
Brampton
what happens.
alone.
Especially these young girls are getting so fucking loose these
Bro,
days.
I can tell you right now that from experience that when
Right?
I got to Brampton,
Yeah.
this dude would tell you right now. I was one of like maybe 8 black dudes that really lived in Brampton at the time when we got here.
and I
And
was one of
we
the others.
ran through all them girls. By the time we were 18 or 17, we couldn't date anybody in our school.
Finance.
Right.
We could not
And,
date any of the girls in our school. Why? Because between me, Rohan, Cheza, and Reese's, we had ran through all the girls in our school, fam. All of them.
Yeah, it was like fucking Pokemon trading card shit.
No, in fact, bro, you know, man, had to ask. No, we had to ask each other, like, bro, did you talk to that one already? No. If you didn't talk to that one, I'm not talking to that one.
And this is like WhatsApp.
This is
Facebook.
beforehand. Yo, man had
So
to
we
take
asked
their
like
Rolodex out.
MSN,
Right.
Yeah,
ICQ,
bro, ICQ. Man had to pull the Rolodex out and ask niggas like for real.
VPNTO. That's
Yo,
where we came from.
Yo, that's
I
what
was
we-
15 when I was using ICQ.
Yo, you had to act like this is the thing. Man, some had to like even me and Chess will come on one of my regents from school. We had to actually ask. Like, yo, there was to a point where we just said we weren't dating any more white girls, or we
Right.
weren't dating any more
Right.
Chinese
Like-
girls, or we
like-
weren't dating any
like
more
the-
there. Because we had ran through so many of them, we don't know where they're coming from now.
Yo, you thought it was cute when it
Like Brampton was different for niggas us, like, because we were the only niggas up here. So all of them girls were on us.
For all you who remember ICQ, remember how when your message came up and it's like, oh, yeah,
Yo, that was heavy.
That was,
Bro!
that was it telling you just like, yo, you cross-contaminated. You're dealing with someone else's girl.
Facts.
Please check
Facts.
the registry.
Please relocate
so
and
you
try
don't
another
get in
one.
trouble.
Hold on, let me speak for the women because I know that the men are out here, you know, doing all this.
Teenage
I
years,
just
past
think-
tense.
I just think that.
Fill her up.
These days, especially with these kids, even when I look at my little brother and my niece.
No,
not all of
no,
them.
no, I'm sorry,
Let her
but
finish.
your brother dances way too good for an Asian hybrid, and he
Ooh,
be
that
putting
man.
on that work with them girls.
Let her
He be
finish,
putting on work
Kanye.
there.
Let her finish. Let
Shout
her
out
finish.
to Matthew.
Shout out to little Mister.
Yeah, he was going.
That he going two in, bro. He going
knows
two
needs to
in.
be swagger with it.
Bro, he half black and Chinese. He's got the black part. He's got the black parts, and he looks Chinese.
And Chinese.
Yeah.
But
because the last mix, half black, half Chinese was Tiger Woods. So much trouble.
My nigga is gonna be trouble.
He looked more Asian though, but you know, he got our dad is Guyanese, like Guyanese.
No, he got black swag with a Chinese.
But my dad's from New Amsterdam, so
like
they're mixed with like Venezuelan and Portuguese, right? So he looks more Asian.
He got
but anyway, he
got mad swag.
But these days, we cannot find a woman. We cannot find a man who hasn't been through this and this person and whatever. It's either you accept it or move on. Go and what are those people that ride the horses?
Like
equestrians?
The jockeys or equestrians?
No, the one that ride the horses with the little things.
Yeah, like the fancy. They jump over the jumps.
Equestrians.
Yeah. Equestrian.
Yeah, that's what.
No. The ones that are pure and they wear the dresses, they live like in
Amish, you mean?
Amish. Be Amish. Okay? If you don't want to go through this shit, just be Amish. Yo,
no.
These are the days.
I'm sorry. Pause on that one. Amish got this thing called Rumspringer where they be fucking everybody, so don't, no.
Well,
no.
That's
Amish be doing some dirty shit on the back low. You don't know.
Stay Amish or
I watched that show.
Yeah. Amish be getting Rumspringer. Like doing Rumspringer, Amish be doing some wild shit.
But that... Go ahead.
But yo, at the end of the day, we can't just pick people anymore from who they fucked and who they didn't.
No.
Okay, because everybody's been everywhere. You just gotta pick who goes with you. At this point, like we can't be like, okay, you know what, Andrew has only fucked 25 girls, and this guy has only fucked 10 girls, but he's still a dickhead. I mean, we're gonna go with Andrew.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean? He's experienced now and he knows what he wants. And
my grandmother said it best to my wife, and I love this woman, but I had to look at her sideways because of what she said. My grandmother looks straight at my wife, straight in the face, and says, all courtly men are whores. Get used to it.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, that's a little...
Like, my grandmother would... No, she looked like... I'll give you the scenario. My wife met my grandmother for the first time. They were just chilling. And the fact that my grandmother is just a straightforward... Like, this is what... The funny thing is, where I get my personality from is probably from her and a lot of them, because she's like the most straightforward.
But you're good to your woman.
Yeah, but that's...
You're very good to your woman.
But that's the one thing of the reason why I get a chance to be good to her, because she understands those little sides of me. She understands that I have female friends and I'm not going to be out there acting wild. So she doesn't give me the... That's why I'm saying to you, it comes with a quid pro quo. Like, my girl gave me the ability for me to be myself. So therefore, I don't fuck around because the fact that she... Like... We've all done our dirt and we've all done some stupid shit. But when you get to that point where stupid shit has to end, and you're in a real relationship, you can't go backwards now. Like, you build a life, you try your best to do the things like, no man's clean in anything. But the one thing you can do is learn from the mistakes and the dirty shit of your past to become a better person. You ain't gonna scrub off. We're not gonna all scrub off like men. Take it with me when I say this. You're not gonna scrub the dirt off overnight.
Right.
You're not going to be a new person overnight. You're not going to be out there fucking girls and talking to this one and trying to deal with this one and trying to keep everything all on one link and then all of a sudden let that all go. But what's going to happen is that girl is going to put you into a situation where losing her or doing all of that shit is not going to be worth it. So you need to make a choice in your life when you get to that stage, and you need to not placate yourself when you get to that stage.
Okay, so I take everybody agrees with me when I say a relationship these days will only work out if you understand that person and be like, you know what, you can do these certain things.
But is this pre-corona or post-corona?
I mean, in general.
In general.
I think people are realizing.
I think that if
no, but I think that's what the reason why I asked that.
If somebody can make you be yourself in a relationship and accept that, and then you can accept that with them, y'all can work together.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is,
if you're gonna be like, you know what, you had a lot of friends that were girls from before the relationship. I don't want that, right? Okay, so now this person has to change their ways and whatever. But if you can get to know, just like your wife knows me, right? She's not gonna be like, if I don't show my face towards her, she's not gonna be
tripping.
If she's gonna be tripping over and being like, well, who is this girl? Like, I don't want you around her. But she's met me. She knows who I am. And you work with him off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but the reason why I asked that is because I say pre-corona and post-corona because I think shit gets back to normal. Once people get off of all of this, people still go back to lying to each other.
I don't think with relationships.
No. I think people still go back to lying to... No, people are dumbasses, bro. They don't learn. They really, really don't learn. I've watched some of my niggas make the same mistake over and over and over and over again and never change.
I think it's because of the fact that...
I've just watched that happen, so I know that people are that stubborn.
Yeah, they're going to be stubborn because they're not going to take an opportunity to step back and say, what happened during this event? Like,
Did they take stock of their life while they were in quarantine? I don't think a lot of people did.
The thing that I'm always noticing about this whole virus thing, people are forgetting. They're like, oh, I'm being inconvenienced. Oh my God, the world's dangerous. But it's just like everybody's on the same tip. Doesn't matter what your situation is, whether or not you're dealing with relationship, finances.
If you're rich, poor, or poor, you're same right now.
Your personal well-being, your personal hygiene, everyone's on the same tip, and everyone can succumb to the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody in relationships, you have a 50-50 chance on coming out of COVID with or without your partner. Mm-hmm. Because it's either
much so.
It's a real testament to being like, what is this person doing for you? And it's not a downplay. It's like, what am I valuing out of this relationship? Am I the kind of person who's like, am I in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship? Or is this the right person for me? And you're being tested. Because it's like, everything is simple. It's like, I don't hear from my partner as much as I... Or if you live with them, it's just like, now I get to see your idiosyncrasies. We're dealing with each other every day. We have to interact with each other. We have to take care of each other and, address our concerns and our interests. And then when you have kids, it's like, I have to deal with, and not using it in a negative sense, like, I have to address the concerns of all the people being impacted by my actions, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those things where this is really causing a lot of people to really think about what they're doing. And then the single people are like, what intrigues me about a relationship? What am I looking for? Am I going after these things where it's just like, am I being superficial, or am I looking for the real, like, components to being like, this is going to be the person that compliments me or empowers me or makes me a better version of myself? Like, I feel that a lot of people should be asking those questions.
But that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying to you. I think that people are looking introspectively and asking those questions, but realistically, I don't see a lot of people actually taking the time to do the work.
No, they don't.
They don't. No. They will look at everything and go, oh, this is what I need to change. This is what I need to do. But then do nothing. Yeah. You go right back to the same old shitty habits because it worked.
But that's the thing. Like,
it worked. Like, getting that girl that was down the street or whatever else because of my car worked. So they're not going to go do a deep dive on the inside of themselves to fix that now. They're going to go right back to making the car work for them.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, this is where I want to bring up one more thing. Is that, when I think I brought this up in one other podcast we had, but now it's different because of COVID and whatever.
We'll check the footage. We'll probably just splice it in here.
Yeah. Splice it.
If you want to know what TS
For further notice, hit the button up here.
That sounds like that Japanese Bluetooth shit. How people are still in relationships because of not even Toronto, Canadian rent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're not in a relationship.
Oh, that ain't, you're
in a
bro, you're in a deposit. You're in a split lease. Yeah. That ain't a relationship. That's a split lease.
You're in a dependency, and it's unfortunate that a lot of people are in that situation.
Oh, for real. I know a couple split leasers right now. One of my partners right now is dealing with, like, we all know him. He right now be feeling like he a hostage. The only reason why he there is because of his daughter.
Should I know? Oh.
Yeah. See, you caught the drift right there. I didn't even have to say nothing. But we all know people who, like, and it ain't because, like, he can't afford it, but he can't afford it because if he leaves her, she gonna try and take half.
Right.
So therefore, he's stuck until that chick like 18. Mm-hmm. And ain't that a bitch?
Mm-hmm. And even people that don't have kids, sorry, sweetheart. Even people that don't have kids, and it's like, you've been in a relationship so long, and then it's like, you know what, maybe this shit's not working out, and then all of a sudden it's like Toronto rent went like this, and you're just like, you can't get like this, so then you gotta stay in what you have, and then your life's even more miserable.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? You try to make it work, and then it doesn't work. It's like, I don't know, just society's just fucking up all our, like, the money situation, the rent situation is just fucking people's relationships up.
But I
Even
don't
this
even think
COVID
that's a
thing
problem with
divorcing
the
or whatever.
relationships. I think, here's the thing. I think where you're living, all that other stuff aside, I think what's really happening in today's society as a whole is people don't take stock of their future. And what I mean by this is, a lot of people fly by the seat of their pants for half of their lives. They don't watch what they need to do. They don't plan for the future. They don't plan for anything. It's like when they get to retirement, they still end up working at McDonald's.
Ooh, I got something to say after this.
Yeah, you see why? You see what I'm saying? They fly by the seat of their pants for half their lives. It's not until a situation like this shows up, and then you realize that you didn't plan, and then you're gonna have a whole bunch of people wanting to have plans for the future, but having no drive to execute.
Right.
And I think that's where humanity as a whole falls short. Because rather than spending the time executing the things that they wanted to do, they spend the time planning. They spend the time discussing.
I agree.
They spend the time researching or whatever like anything else other than just to get the job done.
So you as men, I'm gonna ask you too.
Yeah.
Also the viewers.
We're still not the typical men to ask, but you know, me and Rohan are different people, but you know what I mean.
What do you think about a man that? Yes, you know, men that plan their future who they want to be with and whatever, they speak more about making money and getting ahead of life and whatever, but yeah, they include you in it. They be like, yeah, we need to do this and we need to do that, but you're not speaking on your relationship. You're not speaking of, you know what, I want to do this with you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get where you're
It's
going.
like you don't have plans for your relationship, but you have plans of how far you want to go and then bring your relationship into it. Like, I find a problem with that.
You should and shouldn't. I'll say should for one reason. You should have a problem with it in a sense because that person obviously doesn't identify your opinion towards their goal, or they don't value your opinion to achieve that goal. So by some symmetry, you should feel offended by that. Yeah. But then you shouldn't, because here's the thing about a relationship that most women don't seem to get. And I'm going to say this exclusively for women right now. Not a man. It's not a man or a woman thing. This is just something I've learned in relationships.
Tell me.
Don't take it the wrong way of me saying this, but I have to say it harshly. You know me.
Go ahead.
Y'all got to learn to shut the fuck up. And what I mean by this is the dream can happen with or without you. If you actually learn to just stay the fuck out of the dream, 9 times out of 10, we will bring you in on the dream and ask you your opinion. But the second you put your opinion... Hold on, let me finish. But the second you put your opinion before the dream is even established, or you're trying to tell me how to achieve my dream, then I don't want you there at all.
Nigga, Andrew.
Oh my God, we just lost him.
Andrew. Andrew.
I'm just saying both sides.
Right now.
I'm saying both sides.
Hold on right now.
You have the right to feel that way, but at the same time, it's like you when you, like, I'll give you a situation. It's like you in your store. If I, as a man, were to turn around and say to you, no, sweetie, you gotta go to Paris and go buy some shit from this, and I'm telling you how to achieve your dream. I'm not giving you the steps that I think that would help you. I'm telling you how to achieve your dream now. And that's where men have a problem with. If you are aiding the situation...
I didn't say anything about them saying anything about their dream. What I said was...
They don't involve...
They keep putting money and their dream first...
Ahead, that's what...
Before their relationship.
But that's what I'm saying.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there is.
But include your relationship in it and be like, you know what? I want us to be on a level where I can achieve this. Yeah. And...
You're beside
You know what I mean? We can do this and whatever.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
But don't put your relationship on a back burner because... You're trying to put everything ahead, and everything has to be about money, and everything has to be about this.
But that's But that's what I'm saying to you is that's an overdriven person. I think that's a personality type, and I'm not saying it's you.
I agree with that.
I'm not saying it's all people, but I'm saying certain personalities can't see anything else. Like earlier,
You're right.
I couldn't see it. Like you remember how I was about music? Obsessive. I couldn't be around other people. I couldn't do any... Like, you remember when I was in high school, bro? I didn't give a fuck about anything else. You think I could have been in a relationship when I was that selfish?
No.
Hell no.
I'm talking about grown-ass men.
But some men are just like that even now. They only become worse.
It's one of those things about balance. I have this conversation all the time with
balance.
That's the
key
my
word.
male friends and my female friends. And my female friends... Everybody hates me for this because this is one thing that I take very seriously. Like, if
Tell
you're
me, and
upset
I'll tell
about
you if I
something-
hate you for it.
All right. Cool. So... I'm a firm believer of the statement of you, me, and we, right? And that's what the relationship should be. There's a component of me in it where it's just like my drive, my ambition, my obsession. Mm-hmm. I respect that.
I bring that to the table.
Same thing. And then there's a we component, which is the relationship and our partnership and how we move forward. So I feel that one of the things that everyone struggles with is the ability to have the conversation and say, I'm going to put this on the table with the notion that you may accept or reject what I'm saying. So if I'm like...
And don't get mad when you reject it either. Right.
So if I'm like, I want to grow up and be a famous movie star. And I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to go to the classes. I'm going to do this and that. I should be able to present it to my partner and say, this is my dream. Mm-hmm. With you potentially being like, babe, I got you. Right. You know what? I'm going to support and help you get where you need to go because I know that's important to you. I know you existed before me. Mm-hmm. I know if life takes me away from you, you'll exist after me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try and help. And,
I agree with that 100%.
Or you might find that partner who's just like, you know what?
Fuck that shit.
We need to focus on the we component. And we're going to have to do this together. We have a family or we have goals or we have future. Let us buy a house. Let's settle ourselves. Let's at least have a strong foundation so each one of us can explore what we're doing in confidence, knowing that the core is good. Like, if I need to be selfish for a minute, I want my girlfriend to be confident. Whatever. Perfect example. Okay. So you guys know I dabble in media and photography. The last thing I would hate is my girlfriend to be like, oh, you like photography? But I'm going to feel uncomfortable with you having
taking pictures of the girls.
Oh, of course.
You know, all right, I'll give you a perfect scenario of how this
that's not out. What I meant, though.
No, but I'll give you a perfect scenario of how this plays out. I got a well, not a friend of mine, but a very famous person that I once met talked to me, and like we were talking about this whole situation, kind of the exact same situation. He's a boxer, actually. And I said to him, you spent your last 16, 15 years of your life literally becoming a professional champion. Like he's like a welterweight champion in Canada, and he had like some other belts and stuff like that. And I said to him, you've been at this for so long, and this was the year he was retiring. He was 31. He was like in the prime of his career, and he was walking away from the whole thing. And I asked him why. I goes to you, bro, you could be getting movies now. Like, this is the point where you can become Pinball Clemens, like, you know, in a few years, bro. Like, people will know who you are. And you know what the man flat out told me? He says, I've been selfish for too long. He's like, for my entire first 10 years, he's like, for the first 10 to 15 years I was in a relationship with my wife, she supported me in everything. She understood that there was going to be girls around me. Like, she understood that there was some shit that I may have done outside of the relationship. She's like, she understood it all. He's like, for that first 10, 15 years, I got a chance to be as selfish as I wanted to be because that was my dream. That was my goal to get to that point. My wife totally understood that. And he says, one day, I realized when I was in training that I've given up too much. He's like, I've given her, like, she's given me so much, and I haven't given her anything yet. Right. So what he said was, it's her turn. He took the kids now. He's going every day to school. He's doing because he understands that. No, but I expected his wife. I actually had to give his wife a fair amount of credit because she was the one who understood the dream. She saw that she needed to get out of the way. So when he got to that point of that dream, and because the love that she gave him so much love and so much understanding, that when he got to that point, and he could have gone even further. He could have been, like I said, he could have went even further now. Now he achieved the dream. So now he could have gotten to the next level. And he stopped it. Why? Because he wanted to give her the same thing.
Right. That goes back to the you, me,
and we. No, I was just giving you the...
Exactly. Because it's one of those points where if you can sit here and say, okay, the me component, I'm trying this, I come to terms. If the we is good, if the you is good. Because I would like my partner to be able to express their dreams and desires. Don't come into this relationship and be like, I'm giving my all to you.
5 minutes.
My love and this and that and da-da-da, and I exist to support you. No. You can support me and exist at the same time. All my friends do that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if I come to you and say, yo, this is my dream. Like, if I get you like, yo, I'm going to Japan to pursue this. I know all you guys would be like, yo, if there's anything you can do. Like, if you need me dropped off at the airport, hey, if I'm going to tell you, no, I have a friend in Japan that can look after you, you guys would all come and say, we're going to support that. That's friendship. So why is that different when you go in a relationship and then you have a partner who's like, I'm going to give all to the us component?
Because the fact is the other person is expecting the same. Here's the thing about the problem with a relationship is there's always one person giving more than the other.
Well, yeah.
There's always going to be
always
one
gonna be
person
winners
who is
matter.
pushing and the relationship forward, and one person who he's following that relationship.
Right.
It depends on where you are in the stages of your life. Like if you don't learn that at certain times you got to let go of the reins and let the other person lead, that's when it becomes a problem.
Right.
Okay. Well, I think that I should have explained myself better. What I was saying was, okay. Here's a woman, here's a man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The woman is looking for every type of comfort and security from this man. Meaning, I want to know that we're going to get married and that we want to have kids. And
They treat it like a football
you
game.
will
Everybody's trying to bring home
take
the ring.
our relationship
To the
and
next level.
and make me feel comfortable that we're going to have a solid relationship. I don't want you to come into the relationship talking about what you want to do with your life and how you want to make money and how we can't get married and we can't have kids because you don't feel like you're making enough money to do that, and then you're making your girl's time run out and whatever, and all she wants to do is love you and all you care about is money. Right?
But that's
Right.
no.
No,
That's
I
what I'm
hear
saying.
you
We
on that.
understood that part. But what I was trying to say to you is that that's the problem with the dynamic of who it is. The ambition of a person needs to take a backseat to their relationship at a certain amount of time. What I'm saying to you is, at the beginning, most
yes,
guys
a
don't
certain
even
amount
know.
of time, but
No,
not the whole.
I'm not
time.
saying it's the whole time, but I'm saying guys. Okay, certain men need to realize when that is. That's the time frame. It's you hit your 20s, you work. You hit your 30s, you work even harder. You hit your 40s, pull the brakes. That's the problem. Most guys get to that point where they need to pull the brakes and keep hitting gas.
But so on top,
They don't even know to slow down.
I fully get what you're saying to you. And
No,
you're
I
saying
agree with
that
you.
The relationship, man should understand that there's your desires
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, and a lot of times is the family or the building the relationship or building that partnership. And I totally agree. That's why I said the you, me, and we. Because if that's important to you, that's fine. But it's the conversation on saying we understand each other. It shouldn't be based off of assumption. Because there's guys out there that want a family. I want a family. Andrew already has a family. All that shit stuff. That's why we work hard. Because we're like, yeah, we want to get to that
preparing
state
for it.
where we can say the we component takes precedence.
All right. So what if you have a girl, right? You're younger than your girl. Okay. Your girl. We know females as they go on to 40 years old, we can't start having kids. That's a risk for us now.
Yeah. We know
Right. So okay, say your girl is closer to 40 now, right? You still in your early 30s or maybe even like late 20s or whatever, right? And you're still talking about money and you're still talking about what you want to do and whatever, and your girl's just there like
I'm not laughing because I've witnessed this already, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm
Yeah,
laughing.
it's like
I've witnessed this.
all your dreams and all your whatever, it has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with you making money.
No, I
you
think
having a career, and you'll put everything else on the back burner with her. Then you might as well be fucking single.
Yeah,
Well-
so my answer to that, to be honest with you, and the man's out there, is have the conversation with your woman. Understand what you're getting yourself into and respect
Beforehand.
the fact that
Beforehand.
there's a lot more important things on the table other than your
career. But here's the
Go.
thing. Because here's the thing. I've witnessed this both. I've witnessed a man actually do the exact same thing.
Right.
He said at the beginning of the time, I am too young for a child. I don't have the ability. I'm too immature. I don't have the mental compensity to deal with that at this moment in time. I am more than willing to with you to build a family, build a relationship, but not at this time. I don't have the...
That's
No. It
understandable.
wasn't understandable for her because the same things that you were saying existed. She was getting close to the point of cutoff point. She was getting to the point where it's getting more dangerous for her to have kids or whatnot. And he was not emotionally ready for it. And they fought for years about it because she was like, I should be good enough and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da. And he's like, you don't grasp it. It's not the fact that you're not good enough. I love everything about you. But the time that it's going to take.
And how long
for
was that
us-
relationship?
Oh, they were together for 5 years. But what I'm saying to you is that the problem with him is he knew that he wasn't ready to be dad. He knew I want to play my video games
But
until
then
4. No, what I'm saying.
He shouldn't have wasted.
No, but he's not.
time.
No, he didn't waste her time. That's what I'm saying to you. He was honest from the beginning.
He
That's what I'm trying to say
Oh,
to
then
you.
she should have went out.
Right,
No, but that's what I'm trying. No, but that's what I'm
yeah.
trying to say to you is he's like, no, but she wasn't gonna ever find anybody as good as this person. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say to you is that they understood that they loved each other more and to death, but they were being at each other at the wrong time. The problem is like my boy, he still wants to wake up in the morning and play Fortnite at 4 a.m. and want to do all that shit and call us at the boys at 2 a.m. and go hang out at a fucking club and go do some retarded shit. He can't do that as a father. Why? Because I couldn't do that when I became a father.
Hold on though, but I feel like you could.
No,
it
you do
matters
some
who the
ratchet
people
shit,
are.
but you just can't do all of it.
Can.
Not all of it.
It matters who you are as a parent, who you are as a couple. I could be like to my dude and be like, look, go have your fun because I'm here with the kid.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he can be like, fuck, I want to spend time with my kid. You go out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be like that.
that's
But if you
mutual-
have
But that's
a
mutual-
female,
no, you're
if
hitting
you
it.
have a female that's just like, no, I feel like both of us should be home with our kids and blah blah blah. I don't.
No,
want
but
you
I
to
don't
go
think
out.
that's the problem though.
I don't
think
want
his
you to
biggest
blah, blah,
no,
blah.
I don't think that was his problem though. I think his problem was he saw that she was gonna do that and he didn't feel right to have her
Oh,
do that.
then get the fuck out of Dodge.
No,
then.
but that's
Like,
what I'm saying. That's
yeah.
what ended up happening later. Because when my boy ended up splitting in the whole thing about it is he still hated the fact that they're not together. But the problem was, like he said,
It's the timing.
it's the timing.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready for it. And he knew, like now in, 5, 6, like later on, he probably would love to go back in and try and have, but then she's probably way past
that
that at that
sucks.
point.
I've been
And
in
that's
that
that's what I'm saying to you.
situation,
It's the sad situation of when somebody else is ready for it and then you aren't.
Yeah.
I read a meme the other day and it's the most truthful thing on earth. It says the worst thing God can do to you is put somebody in your life when you're not ready for them.
Yeah.
Let that one sink in, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to our show. I am the Savage.
And I am the Sassy. We missed you guys.
Oh,
for
we
real.
definitely did. Yo, big air hugs all around.
I had to pee. Why do I always have to pee?
Yeah, hold on a second. That's why.
The bottle wasn't even full. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, exactly. You
Oh,
don't
okay.
need people thinking we're alcoholic.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Love
Sassy. Mwah.